Imagine this, the sound of roaring jet engines fills the air. Tanks grind through muddy river banks. Thousands of soldiers from two nations march in unison, their eyes fixed on the horizon. Overhead, drones scan the skies for any sign of movement. This isn't a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster, it's happening right now, just miles from one of the most heavily militarized borders on Earth. South Korea and the United States are preparing for one of their largest joint military exercises in years. The goal: to send a clear, unmistakable message to Pyongyang, we are ready. But these drills are more than just training, they're a calculated display of power, a signal to allies and adversaries alike, and a rehearsal for scenarios that no one hopes will ever happen. Welcome to Machine Squad, where we break down the weapons, tactics, and strategies shaping our world. Today, we're diving deep into Ulchi Freedom Shield 2025, what it is, why it matters, and what it reveals about the shifting balance of power in East Asia. The Korean Peninsula is a place where history and danger coexist. Since the Korean War ended in 1953, without a peace treaty, the North and South have lived in a constant state of armed truce. The demilitarized zone, or DMZ, is only 2.5 miles wide, but it's one of the most fortified borders in the world. Over the decades, tensions have risen and fallen like waves. Sometimes, diplomacy opens small doors. Other times, missile launches and military provocations slam them shut. In this volatile environment, military readiness isn't optional, it's a matter of survival. That's where joint exercises like Ulchi Freedom Shield come in. This year's drills are scheduled from August the 18th to August the 28th, 2025. They involve tens of thousands of troops from both the South Korean military and the United States Forces Korea, USFK. The exercises include field training, live fire drills, cyber defense simulations, and command post exercises that test coordination at the highest levels. The purpose: twofold: deterrence and preparedness. Deterrence sends the message, if you attack, we will respond decisively. Preparedness ensures that if deterrence fails, the allied forces can move, fight, and win fast. Ulchi Freedom Shield, or UFS, is the combined military training program of South Korea and the United States. The name itself carries history. Ulchi comes from Ulchi Munduk, a 7th century Korean general celebrated for defending the Korean peninsula against foreign invasions. Freedom Shield represents the mission, defending freedom against modern threats. The exercises are not just about traditional combat. They're multi-domain, meaning they involve land, air, sea, space, and cyberspace operations. This year's focus areas include amphibious operations, simulating landings on contested shores; river crossing drills, practicing how to move armor and troops across water obstacles; urban combat scenarios, clearing and securing city blocks; missile defense, detecting and intercepting simulated North Korean ballistic missile attacks; cybersecurity exercises, defending military networks from simulated hacking attempts; drone warfare tactics, deploying UAVs for reconnaissance and strike roles. For the U.S., these drills are a chance to integrate cutting-edge assets like the F-35 stealth fighter, Gray Eagle drones, and advanced missile interceptors into joint operations. For South Korea, it's an opportunity to rehearse real-world defense scenarios with the backing of America's global military machine. Some may ask, why hold such large-scale exercises right now? The answer lies in the North Korean threat profile. In the past year alone, Pyongyang has test-fired new hypersonic-capable missiles, launched military satellites into orbit, conducted artillery drills dangerously close to the DMZ, expanded its tactical nuclear weapons program. Kim Jong-un has made it clear, North Korea intends to strengthen its military capabilities and will not back down from its nuclear ambitions. By holding Ulchi Freedom Shield 2025 at this scale, Seoul and Washington are sending a direct strategic signal. 1. To North Korea, any aggression will be met with overwhelming force. 2. To regional allies like Japan, the U.S. commitment to East Asia is solid. 3. To potential rivals like China, the Indo-Pacific remains a priority for U.S. military strategy. This year's Ulchi Freedom Shield is massive. We're talking over 30,000 U.S. troops participating, both on the Korean Peninsula and from other bases in the Pacific. Around 180,000 South Korean personnel involved in various capacities, from front-line troops to cyber units. Dozens of warships, including Aegis-equipped destroyers, hundreds of aircraft, from stealth fighters to heavy transport planes. Advanced artillery systems like the M270 Multiple Launch Rocket System, MLRS, and K-9 Thunder self-propelled howitzers. One of the highlights will be a joint river crossing operation in Yeoncheon, just south of the DMZ. Engineers will deploy massive pontoon bridges while tanks and armored vehicles roll across, simulating a push into contested territory. On the coast, U.S. Marines and South Korean Marines will conduct amphibious assaults, storming beaches with landing craft and air support overhead. In the skies, F-35s will perform stealth penetration missions, while South Korea's KF-21 Borem fighter jet joins formation flights with U.S. aircraft, demonstrating interoperability between new generation fighters. Unlike Cold War-era exercises, UFS 2025 is built for the realities of 21st-century conflict. 1. Drone warfare. Both militaries will deploy drones for intelligence gathering, electronic warfare, and simulated strike missions. The U.S. is bringing MQ-9 Reapers, while South Korea is testing homegrown combat UAVs. 2. Cyber operations. A simulated cyber attack will target critical command and control systems, forcing units to switch to backup communication methods and test their ability to operate under digital blackout conditions. 3. Missile defense integration. HAAD, Patriot, and South Korea's LSAM systems will be tested in joint interception drills, simulating a coordinated response to multiple incoming ballistic missiles. 4. Urban combat training. In a replica city environment, units will practice clearing buildings, rescuing civilians, and countering enemy forces hiding among urban structures. 5. Electronic warfare. Both sides will engage in GPS jamming and counter-jamming operations, reflecting lessons learned from conflicts like the Russia-Ukraine war. Military drills are never just military, they are political statements. For South Korea's government, these exercises reassure the public and send a domestic message that the alliance is strong. President Yoon Suk-yeol has emphasized the importance of deterrence and expanding defense cooperation with the U.S. For Washington, it's about proving commitment to Indo-Pacific stability at a time when U.S. military resources are stretched globally, from Europe to the Middle East. For North Korea, the drills are seen as a provocation. Pyongyang often responds with its own shows of force, missile launches, artillery tests, or even small-scale border skirmishes. For China and Russia, both of whom maintain ties with North Korea, the exercises are another sign of U.S. influence in their strategic backyard. Beijing, in particular, sees them as part of Washington's broader containment strategy in the Pacific. Large-scale drills like these are not without critics. Cost. The price tag for deploying tens of thousands of troops, equipment, and munitions is massive. Escalation risk. Some analysts argue the exercises could trigger miscalculations by North Korea. Environmental concerns. Heavy military activity can damage training grounds and local ecosystems. Diplomatic fallout. Efforts to restart talks with Pyongyang are usually paused during and after such exercises. Despite this, both Seoul and Washington argue that the cost of unpreparedness is far greater. History shows these drills have real-world benefits. In 2010, after the sinking of the South Korean naval ship Cheonan and the shelling of Yeonpyeong Island, rapid joint responses were possible partly because of prior training in exercises like UFS. During past incidents, joint communication lines, coordinated air patrols, and integrated missile defense systems, developed and tested in drills, proved crucial in preventing escalation into all-out war. As warfare evolves, so will Ulchi Freedom Shield. Expect future exercises to expand space operations, including satellite defense, integrate AI-driven battlefield management systems, increase autonomous vehicle participation, both on land and at sea, enhance multinational cooperation by involving allies like Japan, Australia, and even NATO observers. The Korean Peninsula will remain a flashpoint. And these drills are the Allies' way of making sure they're ready for whatever comes next. The Ulchi Freedom Shield 2025 exercises are more than just war games, they're a reminder of the stakes on the Korean Peninsula. They showcase the precision, firepower, and coordination needed to deter aggression in one of the most dangerous regions in the world. Whether you see them as preparation or provocation, one thing is clear: when South Korea and the United States train together at this scale, the whole region takes notice. This is Machine Squad, bringing you the stories behind the strategies. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit that like button, subscribe, and join us next time as we explore more military tech and tactics from around the globe. Until then, stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, in the world of defense, readiness is everything.